There is a lot to cover as part of the new Valheim update, the BOG Witch, but of course we're going to start with the main thing you guys are seeing right here in front of you, and this is a new NPC that's come to the game, which is the BOG Witch. Now this actually isn't the BOG Witch, it's just a Grey Dwarf, as you can see. It's a tame Grey Dwarf though. We can walk up past this guy, which I'll show you later on. BOG Witch though, guys, is in through here. Now one really cool thing, as you can see, there is a broom that goes around of its own accord, just sweeping up. I really like that. It's a really nice touch for this update. There it goes. And over here, this is the BOG Witch. Now, there is so much to look at here. The decoration of this building is fantastic, as you guys can see. And I mean, where to start? Everything looks so cool. You got this little rack here with all these herbs and things on. Got these banners over here. Then over here, we got obviously these candles and bottles on this little table right here. What else have we got? I'm seeing a lot of this for the first time because we're trying to do this as soon as the update came out. But it's all looking absolutely fantastic, and hopefully we can place a lot of this stuff in the game. We're going to explore that in today's video, of course, and have a look at all the things we can place and do as part of this new update. Now, at the moment, I've got the environment set to clear, so you guys can see this a little bit better, but let's actually switch this up and go to the natural environment of the swamp. So here we are, that swampy weather is starting to set back in, and this is how you'll see the BOG Witch when you encounter her in your games, of course. And as always, with the NPCs protected with this big bubble around her on the outside right here. And as I said, this Grey Dwarf right here is a friendly one, so we can actually walk up without him trying to kill us. Now, if we go in and we actually speak to the BOG Witch over here, there she is, an impressive specimen to say the least. And if we go talk, you see here there's a number of things that we can buy. Now, I'll go through these in a second, but just to say there are a lot of things we can buy as part of this new update. In fact, I've counted on the wiki here, the notes that we get. I believe there's at least 19 from what I can see here, new things that we can buy. So some of these might need to be unlocked, and some can probably be bought from other NPCs like Haldor and Hilda. We're going to check all of that stuff out, but for now, let's see what stuff we actually have here. Just to say, guys, my Kaisenheim Valheim server is going to restart for this update, so we can all experience it together. If you guys are interested in joining, there's a link to that down in the description. So we have here the candle wick, and these are obviously going to be used to make the new candles, which we've just seen how they look, but I'll show you those when we're building them in a second. We also have these, a love potion. An intense musk permeates the air around this bottle. So we're not sure how these are going to be used yet. We'll try them out. I wonder if by throwing these love potions, does it make the animals tame straight away or something like that? Like, that could be kind of cool. So we're going to start buying this stuff anyway as we go through. So buy some candle wicks, we'll buy some love potions. We've got some fresh seaweed here. So obviously this can be used in a number of things. And I should just get the GUI back because, yeah, I'm probably unlocking a load of stuff here. There we go, candle wicks, resin candles, things like that. So we'll see them unlock as we go through. Let's buy the seaweed. And did that unlock anything? I guess it's just a new material for now. Probably using some of the new food. There's a lot of new food here. The cured squirrel hamstring. Again, I imagine that's also used in new food. The powdered dragon eggshells, that sounds interesting. We got some pungent pebbles, some ivy seeds, and a serving tray. Now, the serving tray is quite interesting. There's a couple of cool things we can do with it, including making up feasts, which is all part of the new update. These feasts are a new type of food in the game, and we'll come on to exactly how we use those in a second. Now, incidentally, while all this stuff is figuring out all the new recipes and things like that, if we go to the map right here, you'll see that this is the unlock icon on the map for the BOG Witch. So you'll only find the BOG Witch in a swamp, of course. And when you are nearby, just like with other traders that show up on the map here, that's what the icon will show, just to let you know that you are nearby to the BOG Witch. So I've just popped over to Haldor, and we can see here that there is indeed some new things we can buy. We got these, the barrel hoops ×3 that we can buy from Haldor, and that's going to unlock the new build piece of the barrel. Now, that is something I'm really excited for. I think that barrels have a great look in the game. In fact, we can see quite a lot over at Haldor right here. Let's go look at building a few and see how they look like and whether or not we can store things in them. So barrels will be found under the new furniture tab right here. They will need a workbench as well as the barrel hoops that we just bought. It's 1 barrel hoop needed for each barrel, and then 10 wood as well. And that's just what they look like when they're placed down. So let's just have a look right there. Oh, that's pretty awesome, isn't it, right there? Now it says here, E to open, hold to stack. Interesting. Let's just open them up a second, though. So this is the storage they have. They have a limited number of storage space. If we were to compare that to the basic chest right here, you can see it's the same, right? So you've got 2 rows right here for a chest, and we've got the same here. Actually, that's more, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we get a couple extra storage spaces for the barrel. That's interesting. Now, I'm just wondering, it's talking about like holding E to stack. When we place them on top of each other, it doesn't look like it. So we can make them overlap a bit, as you can see right here. They can overlap a little bit. It doesn't look like you're able to place them on top of each other the easy way. I wonder if I can do this by fudging it a bit. You see my skill went up there for crafting, and you might be thinking, well, there's no crafting skill in the game. Well, certainly there didn't used to be, guys, but there is now a few new skills in the game. I'll come on to what those are. I'm just trying to see if we can stack these barrels. I feel like this is something a lot of people don't want to do. So if I place that one down there and it's over intersecting that wall bit, then I get rid of this. Let's see, does this stay here? So yes, it looks like it is going to stay there. It's not exactly straight, but there will be ways of doing this. I'm just seeing if in theory it works. And if we take down this wall right here, yeah, that one goes away. So you could potentially stack barrels. There's going to be ways of doing it, but you're not really supposed to. Another furniture item is the resin candle you see right here. So all this needs is the workbench with resin and a candle wick. We just bought those from the witch, of course. Now, can these be placed on top of chests? I guess not. We can place them down on the floor though. Yep, there we go. And I believe they do provide light as well. And I think you can maybe fuel them with resin. I guess that's what happens. Okay, so what I've done is I've just made it nighttime here. We can see this in use. So if I press E, this will actually turn the candle on. There we go. It flickers and provides a little bit of light. And if we press E again, it actually turns it off. So it looks like we can actually light and unlight these candles whenever we want, which is quite a nice feature. I actually think that's really cool. So I mentioned there are a few new skills in the game, and as you can see here, I've started doing some cooking, and I've also done a little bit of farming just here, so that we can actually unlock these skills, because this is what they are. So if we go to the skills section right down to the bottom here, you see we have 3 new skills. We have crafting, farming, and cooking. So let's talk about what each of those does and how we level them up. So here's how the crafting is going to work, guys. There's a new quality of life thing that we're all going to love. If we want to craft up 1 stone axe, what we can do is hold down shift, and then we can craft up 5 at a time. But you see here, it is quite slow, and that's because my crafting level is currently at like 0, because I've just started doing this. So I'm going to use a bit of magic right now and raise my crafting skill up to the maximum it can possibly be. Then if we go back into here, hold down shift and go to craft all 5, you'll see how quick this is now in comparison. So crafting items is going to be a lot quicker as you go through. Now, it has been said as well, this will work in any of the crafting menus we have in the game. So anywhere you have an option to craft like this, whether it is you're making up food in the cauldron, or you're doing something on the Black Forge, say, or the Iron Forge, or whatever it is, you're going to be able to craft up multiple at a time. So it's a nice little quality of life improvement, and one that I think we're all very glad to see. Another cool thing about having a better crafting skill is as you place down build pieces, there'll be a reduced stamina cost of doing so. So as you get later on into the game and you level up this skill, it won't cost you as much stamina every time you build something. And I think it looked like it was the same there as well when we destroy things. So basically, any stamina usage in terms of building or destroying, I'm certainly with building, but I'm not 100% on destroying, but that's going to go down. So your late game builds are going to be much easier to do. We have another new skill, which is farming and doing things like cultivating the land, planting crops and picking those crops. It all counts as farming, and that's a skill that you're going to be able to level up. So we scroll down to the bottom here. You see I've got a little bit of experience just from cultivating this area right here. And there we go. We've gone up to level 1, just showing that the improvement works. Now, when we improve our farming skill, it will reduce the stamina cost of using this cultivator right here. So again, late game farming is now going to be much easier. It says also increases the durability of farming items. So I guess it increases the durability of maybe our cultivator, right? Maybe this is now something to do with our skill level as well as the item itself. Again, not entirely sure what they mean by that. It does say as well for the farming that you get a chance to gain a bonus yield when you're harvesting crops. So that's really, really cool. Later on in the game, you are going to be able to get more crops every time you pick them, and that makes life a lot easier. We all have the issue with food and it takes so long, but it won't do from now on. And the final skill that we clearly need to level up is our cooking, because I've turned this into coal. But anytime we cook, we are going to start leveling up our cooking skill, and this will actually reduce the time that it takes to craft food. So when we talked about when we're in these crafting menus right here, when we're in, like, say, the cauldron, or we're making up pies or something like that, anything where we're crafting food, that is going to go down. Now, also, it gives you a chance to gain +1 food while crafting. And of course, the higher the level you get, the higher that chance is. So again, later on in the game, we're going to be able to get a lot more food a lot easier, and it's going to speed that side of the game up, which I think we're all going to be pretty happy with. Now, right here, I am holding a serving tray. This is one of the new items in the game that is, of course, purchasable from the BOG Witch. So you can see I have it here, and I have it equipped, and it says there, set the table with whatever food and drink you fancy and impress your guests with the delicious feast. So while it's holding this serving tray, if I go ahead and right click it, you can see right here, guys, we can click any foods to add them to wherever we want. So when we're holding the serving tray, we can basically place this stuff down. Now, let's see, if I wanted to place it down here, that indeed works. So it's not like it can only be placed on a table. You can place it wherever you like. The cool thing, of course, guys, there's no item stands here. We can just place this free fly. You guys know what I meant. Free form, I suppose. So we can put it down, and I put it in some weird places. Yeah, maybe not such weird places. We might still need item stands for that. I'll test in a second, actually, if item stands still even work. But you can see here, this is the benefit of having this. So mead, I guess, is going to be the same, right? We can place down our mead potions without needing to put down item stands. So again, that's going to be very nice and really add to the ability we have in game to decorate our things, which everyone I think is going to be very happy about. Now, the other thing is this right here. This is the feast right here. So there are now a number of different feasts. And yeah, I mean, this looks incredible. All these new feasts in the game, to have this many is awesome. Let's take a look at them. Just one quick point, but when you press R to unequip the serving tray, it's... I'm not sure about this. This is an interesting look. I mean, the food and drink behind me right now would be going everywhere, wouldn't it? If I get that in the sun, you guys can see how that looks. So this is when we're holding it. And then when he puts it away, it's not the most hygienic a place to put it either, is it? So whether or not this will be changed, I don't know. But I kind of love that it's there for now. And we are all going to look very derpy running around the server whilst having the trays like this. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Incidentally, I just noticed as well, these onion soups, if we walk up to them, we now have an option to eat it. But I wonder how we pick it back up. If I'm holding my serving tray, does it allow me to pick it back up somehow? Oh, yes. Okay, there we go. So if I left click with it, that's how we pick it up with the serving tray. Okay, so right click to put things down. Left click to pick it back up. Okay, interesting. That's cool. Anyway, what I was actually trying to do, I got distracted by all these funny hijinks. I want to actually look at some of these feasts and go through them with you guys. So one of the new things we have, guys, is a food preparation table, and you see that will need some iron, fine wood, and leather scraps. Now let's go ahead and just place that down here in this beautiful location and go ahead and use it. Oh, we need a roof. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so now when we go into the food preparation table, you'll see that some items that we were already making in the game can now be made here. So for example, the bread dough, that can be made in here, as can, raw fish and unbaked lox pies, and a lot of things that you guys have already seen in this game. So you guys might be aware, but to unlock more things from the traders, you need to kill all of the bosses. So for the sake of this particular tutorial, what I've gone ahead and done is killed all the bosses using the cheat mode. But you can see here now everything that can be bought from the Bog Witch. Once you've killed all the bosses, this is all the stuff that it unlocks. Now, one thing I am going to buy is going to be the wooden herb blend right here. You see we buy 5 of those for 120 coins. The reason I'm doing that is because look at what we've just unlocked, a load of things right here, including some of the new feasts. So now let's go back, see how we make up the feast and why we want to make one in the first place. So as you can see right here under the food preparation table, there are a number of things that we are able to make, but one of them is the whole roasted meadow boar. So this is a boar that has been roasted to perfection. Now, some interesting things about this. First of all, health and stamina both at 35, so that's pretty cool. But check this out, guys. The duration is 50 minutes. So this is going to last a very long time, which makes sense because it is, of course, a feast. And important to say as well, it does require the woodland herb blend, which is why we just bought that. And now that I've made one, I can right click with my tray, of course, and place this down wherever I like. So let's see, let's go put it up. Yeah, let's put it up here. So we have a bit of a closer look at this thing. Let's get rid of this stuff. Here it is. So it is a boar with all of the trimmings. Now, of course, this is just one of several of the new feasts that are in the game. So let's have a look at a couple of the others. So we've got all kinds of things, guys, like the Ashlands Gourmet Bowl. Now, this one here, again, lasts 50 minutes. This gives you health, stamina, and ITER. Now, how cool is that, guys? All 3 of those things. And look at the levels, 75 for health and stamina, plus 38 of the ITER. With the Black Forest Buffet, that's also double 35 with 50 minutes. This one we just did, of course. Then you have the Mushrooms Galore a la Mistlands. And again, health, stamina, and ITER on that one. We have the Hearty Mountain Logger Stew. They have some great names, don't we? Both of those are on 45. I think it's Sailor's Bounty, so that's going to give you a good reason to go out there and get a lot of fish caught, as well as cooking up some serpent meat and stuff. And then we have the Plains Pie Picnic. That's a bit of a tongue twister, that one. But I'm sure getting your tongue around it will be worth it for all those juicy stats. And then we have, let's see here, the Swamp Dweller's Delight. So, yeah, all kinds of different feasts in the game. These are going to look fantastic in player bases as decoration, but also are going to be very useful as well for those stats that they provide, and a really nice new addition to the game, I would say. Now, there's 2 brooms going around here at the moment. I don't know why this is. It was just the one before, now there's 2. Oh, and I think she moved. Did she move? Maybe. Anyway, I want to have a chat with you, and the reason we're back here is to look at this right here. So this is a scythe handle, and we're going to buy one of those because there is a new recipe, there we go, for the scythe. and I'm going to show you guys what that does in just a second. I thought this was quite interesting. The fragrant bundle, it says they carry a strong but pleasant scent. However, it's possible that not all creatures agree. Now, I want to buy this, and I'm just wondering if there's any chance at all this would be like a repellent for Grey Dwarfs, because that could be kind of useful, especially like later on in the game if it just had to be in your inventory. I think I'm being kind of desperately hopeful on this. I don't think it's going to be that. But the way that that was phrased there, I don't know, it just sounded kind of interesting to me. So this right here, guys, is the new scythe. How cool does it look indeed? So we can see right here, if we look at it, this is so it basically is used for farming. And if we left click with it, you see right there that it basically harvests crops in like a wide area all in one go. So it's going to be used for that, for harvesting of crops and harvesting a lot of them all at one time, making farming a lot easier, which is pretty cool, I have to say. I'm pretty glad they've added this in. Now, in conjunction with this, the food preparation table, there is also this right here. This is called the meat kittle. And as you can see right there, it needs tin, copper, leather scraps, and a forge in order to make it. But it comes with all this stuff right here. So a load of new crafting recipes for new meads that have been added to the game. Some of them sound quite interesting, don't they? Troll endurance right there we saw. Oh, we need a fire below it. Okay, can we put that in? Yeah, it looks like that's going to work. Okay, great. So now we can use it up, and if I get out of cheat mode, then we can see the things that we can make. Okay, this is very interesting, guys, just looking through some of the new potions here. For example, this one here, the Berserker. When this is made, you can see here, damage modifier. So basically, it's basically for a short while, you fight with the ferocity of a mad and frenzied creature. So looks like here it's going to heavily reduce our stamina, block, and dodge stamina usage right there by 80%. That's awesome. Also, damage modifiers weak versus slash, blunt, and pierce. So that's pretty awesome. Now, this here is what the fragrant bundle is used for. Anti-sting. It says here, the fresh scent of this potion will keep away certain unwanted companions. Well, we definitely have to check that out. It does require cloudberries and groper as well, so it is more towards a later game item, but it sounds interesting nonetheless. Now, this mead right here is going to allow us to actually move quicker. It says magic fills you, letting you move quicker than ever before. This is Ratatosk, okay? And again, it sounds really interesting. And there's another Lightfoot one. Now, this here says you feel lighter, so this gives you increased jump height, and jump stamina usage is decreased. It's going to require a hair trophy and some mage caps, so again, a bit more of a later game item. But still, very interesting to have all these new meads in the game. Now let's see what else. This is the one, Troll Endurance. I want to look at this. Incredible strength courses through you, but only for a time. Max carry weight goes up. Oh, okay, that's what this is. So this is actually, we can now increase our carry weight. Oh my goodness. Well, that's definitely going to have its uses, isn't it? And then we've got this one right here. So this is swim stamina usage decreased by 80%. So we will now be able to swim much further distances, which is pretty cool. Animals will be less reluctant to accept you into their flock. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if it just means that it's going to make it like easier to tame them or something like that, possibly. So I think I've covered all of those. I am going to go into all this stuff in much more detail. This is obviously just a news video going into this. It's getting kind of late where I live, and I didn't want to stay up all night doing this, but I also didn't want to rush it. So I've just like a news video today, and then I'll go into all this stuff in more detail in the future. So do let me know in the comments the things that you're most interested in. But for now, let me check. I think there's still some more for me to cover as part of this video. Now, once you complete Hilda's quest, you unlock some new items in the game as well. So if we speak to Hilda right now, for example, we have this right here, the straw hat. It says here, the perfect way to avoid sunstroke. It says also, though, that wearing the right clothes makes the chores easier. And it says farming plus 25, so it's kind of interesting. So if we wear this, I guess our farming like skill has increased. Like not our skill as such, but like the chance of us getting extra things, I think, from our farming. So like our skill level is still level 3, but probably like when we're farming, we'll use less stamina or something like that. I'm not entirely sure about that one. But it does say set effect here is 2 parts. We need to find this other part that might actually help. So yeah, we have to buy one of these harvest tunics, or they have harvest dresses as well. So let's go ahead and buy that and equip that as well. Yep, there we go. So yes, it actually does increase our skill by 25. So you can see here in blue, it goes up now to 25. So that's, I guess, on top of the 3. So technically we're working with a 28 farming skill just by wearing the right clothes. That to me is a really awesome addition to the game. I think that's really, really nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but yeah, I'm quite a big fan of this one actually. So a quick reminder, if you guys do want to join me on my server, there's a link down in the description. We are restarting for this update. I hope you enjoyed today's quick news video. That's just an overview looking at all this stuff. I will go into it in more detail in upcoming videos, so if you want to see those, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. But now though, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon.